Afternoon VC, Harris here. Last video before lockdown ends, but don't worry, there'll be more. I ain't going nowhere. I've got a warehouse full of Harris Pilton lean mean grilling machines to shift. I thought I'd get more subscribers, to be honest, but click the link below. Operators are ready to take your call. If lockdown show me anything, it's that Britain's commitment to alcohol is still as strong as ever. I've got on my Facebook, I've got about 400 friends. About 3/4 of them are English, Irish, Scottish, and about 1/4 are American or European. And the Facebook feed tells its own story. The Americans and Europeans are like really good. Like it's like using lockdowns for self-improvement, and I've taken up yoga, or here are the books I've read. And almost without exception, my English, Scottish and Irish friends on Facebook have used lockdown to demonstrate the fact that they've built bars in their back garden, which I think is brilliant. Or a couple of my friends have built bars in their flats. I mean, that's real commitment. I've got a mate who's built what is essentially is like a Weatherspoons franchise in his back garden. He's even got the peanuts going up the wall. But brilliant. I mean, the pub's open next week, and I live in a suburb of Southampton, which is probably 60% English and about 40% Polish, Romanian. And I'm bracing myself for next week. It's going to be like the World Cup final of alcohol, I think, out there. It's going to be a bloodbath, I imagine, but it should be fun. I'm looking forward to it. But this week, today, I'm just going to do my top 15 records from the American indie underground of the 80s, inspired. Because I was reading this again last night. Michael Azar's Our Band Could Be Your Life, 20 years old now. Fantastic book, and the chapter on the butthole surface is probably one of the funniest chapters in literature I've ever read. So coming in at number 15, Dead Kennedys, Fresh Fruit for Rotting Vegetables, Head's Not Intact, if you're interested. Brilliant album. I don't feel the Dead Kennedys has ever actually nailed an album, but this is fantastic, innit? Kill the Poor, Holiday in Cambodia, California Uberales. My favourite is Let's Lynch the Landlord, which rips off like a classic rock track. But what is it? It's like do 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 do. What is that? What is that track? I can't think. Is it Black Sabbath? I can't remember. But Fresh Fruit for Rotten Bread. Their Kennedys, absolutely superb. Number 15. Number 14. The Cramps, Smell of Female. A supposed live album. I think it's live, but I'm not truly convinced. But this is my favourite Cramps album. Kind of an EP, I guess. Recorded live at the Peppermint Lounge. Contains my favourite ever Cramps song, which is You've Got Good Taste, with the greatest Poison Ivy guitar moment. Absolutely superb. None of these original tracks, appeared on any other albums, I don't think, either, which I hadn't realised until recently. Smell of Female, the Cramp, number 14. Number 13, bit college rock this one, the Pixies, Surfer Rosa. Loved it. Came out the day after my 17th birthday, always remember that, don't know why. Steve Albini on production. This made them huge in the UK. Doolittle was, after this, was number 1 in Britain, I think, for about 3 or 4 weeks. And superb album. Albini's production, he's never bettered it, I don't think, but absolutely brilliant. Number 13. Number 12. This one is a bit of a time and a place for me. It came at the right time in my life. A lot of people probably don't like it, but I love it. Hate Your Friends by the Lemonheads. As I said, it was just one of those records that came at the right time. I loved it. I mean, me and my mates were all sort of Smiths fans, wearing cardigans and NHS glasses and hearing aids with roses and daffodils in our back pocket. And then just that back picture, it was amazing. I just thought they looked so cool. They came from Boston, and before the internet, I mean, I thought Boston was like one of those made-up places like Hogwarts or Norway, but it was real, and they just looked so cool, and love this album. Don't love it as much anymore, to be honest. It sounds a bit weedy, but they were trying to sort of sound like Descendants, Who's Could Do, and it did rock my world. I was obsessed by it. In I think 87 it came out, I got a feeling, and I just listened to it endlessly. Fantastic. Number 11. Sakura and Trust, Pagan Icons. Came out on SST. Spot produced it. I love Spot. One of my favourite ever producers. Whenever you saw Spot production, you thought, what am I going to get here? It could be fantastic. It could be a bit rubbish, but it was never less than interesting. This is kind of a mixture of punk, metal-y, jazz. Just brilliant. Out on SST. Absolutely love it. Number 10, I'm going to lose count here. Fugazi, Margin Walker, EP. So I think this is the best Fugazi record by some distance. And I like Fugazi, but people don't talk about this one too much. But I think it's amazing. I think Margin Walker is their greatest ever song, along with Waiting Room, but I think Margin Walker's amazing. Just a superb record. Came out in '89, I hope. Otherwise it kind of kiboshes my 80s list. But yeah, superb record. Don't know what's going on with the cover. He's had a bit of a problem with the yogurt there by the looks of it. I've never been able to quite work that out, but if you do know, please let me know in the comments below. Number 9, I hope, maybe contentious, Hootenanny by The Replacements. I was looking at all my Replacements albums, and this is the one I play the most. I just absolutely love it. It's an absolute drunken mess. Some of their greatest records, Colour Me Impressed, Run It, Within Your Reach, which is an absolute beauty. Yeah, a complete mess of a record, but the one I've played the most. This sleeve was designed, I mean, the sleeve is a rip-off of an old sort of 50s record, but it's designed by Grant Hart, by the way. I didn't realise that, but of Husker Du fame. So, Hootenanny by The Replacements. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Number 9, I think. I said in a previous video, another one of these bands' records was my favourite ever record, but I've reviewed it. And I've got to say, Rembrandt Pussy Horse by the Buttholes is my favourite Buttholes record, probably. It's amazing. I love the Buttholes because there's no consistency of thought. You never know what they're thinking. I mean, this is brilliant. I mean, their destruction of the Guess Who's American Woman is fantastic. And certainly better than Lenny Kravitz's destruction of the Guess Who's American Woman. I've also got this on the UK sleeve, which is good. I don't have many doubles of any albums, but yeah. It's a fantastic sort of art rock record. Strangers Die Every Day as well. I absolutely love. It's just a great record. Number 8, I believe, Firehose, Raging Full On. Love this record. From the sort of after D Boon tragically died in '85, December '85. They formed Firehose. Ed from Ohio went to find Mike Watt and said, look, I love your band. You should do another band. Mike Watt was going to give up music, and they produced this, and I absolutely love this record. A mixture of punk, funk. I first heard Brave Captain on, I think it was called like a Streets of Rage skateboard video with Natas Kupas on it. Fantastic. The whole album's fantastic. Raging Full On, Firehose. Number 7. Oh, number 6. Number 6, sorry. Double Nick Was on the Dime. Minutemen. I didn't know whether to choose this or What Makes a Man Start Fires, but this is just fantastic. It took me quite a long time to get into it, actually. But yeah, the record they brought out, it was going to be a single album. They found out Husker Du were bringing out a double, and they were going to release it on the same day, Zen Arcade. So they quickly wrote a second disc in about the space of a week. And on the run out groove, it says, Take That, Huskers. Just an incredible record, Double Nickels. Kind of hard to find nowadays as well, but Raymond Pettibon as well. One of my heroes. Great illustrations on the inside. We are down to number 5. Mudhoney, Super Bug Fuzz Big Muff. This is the UK version. They became pretty big in the UK after this, and the UK version includes Touch Me I'm Sick, which was one of the greatest songs of the 80s, and In and Out of Grace. Absolutely love this. They got pretty big in the UK. I saw them in the Zap Club in Brighton in '91, and it was one of the most amazing gigs ever. The Zap Club was on the beach in one of the archways. Absolutely superb. Super Fuzz Big Muff. Can't say enough about it. Love it. Mudhoney. Number 5, Dinosaur Juniors, Bug. A lot of people prefer You're Living All Over Me. I prefer Bug. I just think it's great. Absolutely amazing album. I just love it. And the last track, Don't, with Lou Barlow on, is just, I think he blew his voice out doing that, didn't he? I think it's one of the reasons he left the band. They had a big ruck and they recorded that song, and don't know, but they're back together now. A new album coming out soon, but yeah, superb. Number 3. Minor Threat. I'm going to call this an album. It's the first 2 7-inches. Just incredible. I'm not a massive hardcore fan, to be honest, but Minor Threat, absolute killer. I listened to this so much at the time, and I love it. Absolutely love it. Number 2, I had to put this in here. Damage, Black Flag, another Spot production. When I first heard this, I didn't like it. I thought it sounded a bit weedy, which is kind of what I was saying about Spot productions. They were a bit hit and miss, but I've grown to absolutely love it now. Black Flag's Damaged. I like a lot of their later stuff as well. But yeah, incredible album. Incredible album. And last, I've got to put this in. Another Spot production. Husker Du's New Day Rising, number 1. Absolutely love it. I've spoken about it on other videos. I remember the day I bought it. I mean, this copy's absolutely... You can tell when I like a record because the spine's absolutely shot to bits. I think the record starts coming out of the spine on this one because I've pulled it out so often, and it's absolutely shot to bits, this. But yeah, I can't say enough about New Day Rising. I love the Huskers. I could have put Warehouse Songs of Stories in here as well as my number 1, but this just does it for me. So that's my top 15 American indie underground records of the 80s. Thanks for watching. There'll be more videos to come. Always appreciated. Thanks.